Thank you for joining us here on Successful Dental Coaching. My name is Dr. Vincent Dolce, and today we're going to talk about something that I'm introducing to the dental community, and that is nurturing your database. And we're fortunate to have a special guest that's been in the real estate business 20 years?
21 years almost.
21 years. He's been on both sides of the fence as a realtor, and now he's CEO of Keller Williams in the Denver Tech Center. Welcome, Tony.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being with us. Tony, for our audience, what is nurturing your database? I keep talking about it, but people look at me like...
Yeah, and I think a lot of people in different businesses, whether it's healthcare or other fields, their focus has been on what they do, right? And the fact of the matter is to continue to grow a business and a sustainable business, it really comes down to how do you nurture the database and how do you communicate with it. And so, you can call it a database or you can call it a data bank, right? Because that's where the money is going to come from. And what we found, especially here at Keller Williams, we actually wrote a book on it about the frequency in which you interact with that database and how you nurture that database can bring business to you that you wouldn't normally get naturally. So being able to stay in touch, to touch the people in that database, 33 to 40 times a year with different offerings, or even just little things, birthday wishes, anniversary wishes, that kind of thing, it helps them start to interact with them on a more personal level.
Yeah, in my dental career, I never did any of that. I mean, I sent out birthday cards years ago, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And what does it do to their business? Can you be a success? I've interviewed a bunch of successful realtors, and it seems like all of them are working off their database. They're not cold calling.
Right. Yeah, there's two sides of the fence. Cold calling works, but the numbers have to be huge, right? And you've got to be really great at converting that. Whereas when you're interacting with your database and you're nurturing that database, you're building relationship. And they start to see you as more than just a dentist. They start to see you as more than just a realtor. So the really successful agents that I work with and that I coach personally, definitely, between emails, occasional texts, videos that they send, snail mail, those pieces, and events, they do a lot of those things, and so they're touching people in different ways.
When I mention events, everybody cringes. What do you mean by an event?
There's a lot of different things that you can do. I've got realtors that do a movie event where they'll rent out the movie theater and they invite all of their clientele, which is really easy and fun. I've got other ones that do like an ice cream social at like Yogurtini, and they invite their people, they get a ticket, they get whatever they want, they pay the bill at the end. But it's just a way for people to interact with you differently than just being in the chair or coming to the dentist's office. I've seen other people in other industries, they'll have a picnic or a barbecue in the summer, they rent bounce houses and that kind of thing. And it's just a way to interact with your people differently.
Isn't that the reason that realtors are still in business? I mean, because the question on everybody's mind is, why can't we just do everything online?
Right.
And why isn't it that way?
And I think especially with COVID right now, people are craving that human interaction today.
Yep.
I think we're so bombarded with technology and Zoom and email and everything else that there's no connection there. There's no personal connection. Whereas, having a phone conversation, having an event, sending something that's important to them builds connection, and people do business with those that they feel connected and comfortable with.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I'm encouraging people to get involved with this. The issue is to get them past the hurdle of, I don't want to waste my time, it doesn't work. But I'm trying to convince them that the only real value that they have in their practice is their database.
Right.
Period. I mean, do realtors build up their database and then sell it, just like we do dental practices?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and I'll tell you a personal story. My dentist, there's two younger guys, and they actually purchased that database and purchased that business from somebody who was retiring. And they ramped up the number of touches and the number of times and what they did with that database, and that practice is flourishing. So yeah, realtors do it too. They build a database over time. They build a loyal following. They bring somebody in that kind of transitions for a year or so with them, and they're purchasing the database at the end of the day.
Wow. Well, it's always easier to work with people that you know and you have a communication with rather than somebody cold calling. I know I've done a bunch of cold calls, and it's
Yeah.
it's not productive and it's not fun.
Right.
You know, and at the end of the day, when a dentist goes to sell his or her practice, what are they selling really?
Right.
You know, they don't really understand that.
No, I mean the equipment's depreciable. I mean,
Right.
there's all these other things, but the vibrant thing that you have, and the tangible thing that you have, are those relationships and that database that can carry on to somebody else.
Super. So you would recommend this for any business?
Oh my
actually?
gosh. Yeah, you know, we wrote The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, and it's a path of a single agent getting into the business, building a database, understanding that for every 12 people in that database, if they touch them 36 times a year, 33 to 36 times a year, that they're going to get 2 pieces of business that they wouldn't normally get.
Wow.
Right? And so the fascinating thing about that is when we finished the book, it became a bestseller, and realtors all over the United States started using it and implementing it. But the aha that we had was, that is a business book for anybody that wants to build a business. It's a roadmap for anybody that wants to build a business through a database.
And what's the name of the book again, Tony?
It's The Millionaire Real Estate Agent, and it was written by Gary Keller and Dave Jenks.
Okay.
It's available on
great.
Amazon. You can get it pretty much anywhere.
Tony, thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely.
I appreciate the input.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.